OMG, we just got some incredible news in the world of Tesla. Tesla is building an all-new production facility in China where it's going to be producing the long-rumored Model 2, which will be cheap, affordable, self-driving, and every model will come preloaded with the second season of the legendary sci-fi show Firefly. Oh, wait. Here's the thing. Big corporations aren't exactly renowned for their transparency. But even with that caveat, Tesla is an odd beast. It doesn't have a press department to respond to inquiries and make statements. But at the same time, its CEO is seemingly always on Twitter, often happy to respond to messages and questions that catch his eye right out in the open. Though, it's not like Musk's Twitter usage is universally a good thing for the company and its shareholders. Tesla's quarterly earnings calls are also publicly available, and while those can be dry, they also contain quite a bit of important information. But look, anyone who has spent time in any sort of fandom knows that there's official info, the things that, quote, everyone knows, and a whole lot of pucky floating in the ether. Tesla most definitely has a fandom, and like any big fandom, it has its own economy and ecosystem. Not everyone who likes the brand and its products are part of that fandom, just like not everyone who enjoys Star Trek watches Sean Ferrick's ups and downs on Trek culture the moment they finish the newest episode of Discovery, though I do. Come on, like he didn't catch that I was a nerd from the Firefly comment. Anyway. There's a contingent of the Tesla fan ecosystem that has decided Tesla is building a new factory in Shanghai, and that said factory is going to be building a $25,000 mass market EV. So we're going to look at what we know, what we don't, and try to make some educated guesses about where things are going. But first, this video is brought to you by YouTube ad revenue, some outside production work, and the generous support of viewers like you. I've always wanted to say that. If you want to help us keep doing what we're doing while remaining independent, I'll tell you how at the end of the video. So, with the disclaimer that we're on a shadowy flight into the dangerous world of facts that do not exist, let's dig in. First off, I want to talk for a moment about where this is coming from. The whole fandom situation is complicated when it comes to Tesla by the fact that there are people who love the brand's products, people who need its stock to succeed, and people who are both. And no, don't tell me that everyone who is invested in Tesla is a fan of the brand, because that's just not how investing works. Hell, there's someone I'm close with who is invested in Tesla, has never ridden in one of its cars, and turned me down when I offered him a ride in or a chance to drive my family's Model 3. But if that wasn't complicated enough, there's also a contingent of people who really want Tesla to fail for a variety of reasons. Some are anti-EV and think that if the company that has become synonymous with EVs in many people's minds fails, then combustion cars' place in our transportation future is assured. Others think Tesla's stock price is inflated and hold a short position that will only pay out if Tesla falters. Still others don't like Elon Musk or the most vocal and unpleasant members of the Tesla fandom. I saw a tweet the other day from someone excited for their first EV, an Ioniq 5, and of course someone in the replies had to be nasty to them for buying the quote, wrong car because it wasn't a Tesla. That's not exactly great for a brand's reputation. This whole new factory thing gets its start from a notorious rumor site called Reuters. Wait a minute. For those of you who don't know, Reuters is a news agency, much like Associated Press, with a pretty strong reputation for factual reporting. On February 24th, it ran an exclusive story based on sources it did not name, saying that Tesla was planning a new production facility in Shanghai, and that when the new plant comes online, Tesla expanded Shanghai production capacity will be 2 million cars a year. Tesla did not respond to Reuters' request for comment, but then Tesla doesn't have a press department anymore, and thus doesn't respond to anyone's request for comments. So there's the plant piece of the puzzle. What about the car? Back in 2020, Tesla CEO Elon Musk teased the idea of a $25,000 mass market car from the brand, which he said would become possible as battery and manufacturing costs fall. It was the comment that launched 1,000 CAD renders and high view count YouTube videos, falsely promising a first look at Tesla's new, quote, Model 2. See my earlier comment about fandoms having an economy all their own. But then again, he also said in 2021 that this car might not have pedals or a steering wheel thanks to its autonomous driving capabilities. I'm being flippant, largely because I've dealt with an endless deluge of comments on our videos criticizing this channel for not including the quote-unquote Model 2 when we talk about cars coming to market in the more affordable EV category. But Tesla has shown some commitment to the idea of producing such a car, with Elon Musk announcing in January of 2021 that Tesla would be designing a car in China for the global market, a car that many analysts felt was likely the more affordable one teased the year before. Ooh, shiny. Okay, if a mainstream and generally trustworthy outlet like Reuters says Tesla is building a new plant, and Tesla/Elon Musk has said it's going to be building a more affordable car, why the snark? Well, first off, snark is my default communication setting. But more importantly, Elon Musk was extremely clear during the Q4 2021 Tesla earnings call that the company has no plans to produce a so-called $25,000 car. He was asked about said car more than once during the call, and each time he was very clear that he doesn't see the point, particularly since in his mind, FSD-enabled robo-taxis will eliminate the need for more affordable transportation options. And by very clear, I mean he got frustrated by the question and people's inability to grok how dramatically he thinks FSD will remake everything we know about transportation and the auto industry. Elon also made it pretty darn clear during that same Q4 2021 earnings call that Tesla is going to focus on expanding Model 3 and Y production before a new car comes to market, as well as making sure everyone knew that Tesla's next big project, along with and maybe ahead of the Semi, the Cybertruck, and the new Roadster, was the Tesla automaton known as Optimus Subprime. It's pretty bold to base a company's future roadmap on a system that is still far from ready to drive itself around without a human on board. But in fairness, Musk has built a career on that sort of thing. See also self-landing rockets. Even leaving aside the autonomous promise of FSD robotaxis though, there are still good reasons to think we won't be seeing a more affordable Tesla anytime soon. Tesla is supply constrained by the ongoing global semiconductor shortage, and while we were assured during the earnings call that battery supply isn't currently a concern, Tesla expects that as production expands and the semiconductor shortage eases, batteries will once again become Tesla's limiting factor in years to come. Right now, Tesla is building cars with an enormous, almost 30% gross automotive margin, far above the industry average of around 7.5%, and has repeatedly raised its prices over the last year to maintain that margin. At a time when it's selling every Model 3 and Model Y that comes off its production lines, with a backlog that runs into multiple months, it's hard to imagine a business case for diverting resources to a vehicle to be sold at a price point that simply can't maintain the profit margins Tesla is currently running. That said, other automakers, particularly Chinese automakers, are building and selling EVs that are far cheaper than anything Tesla offers right now. The MG ZS EV can't compete with a Tesla Model Y on the spec sheet, but in the UK, you can buy almost 2 of them for the cost of one Model Y. Do I think Elon Musk is losing a wink of sleep over that? No, probably not. But some investors might be. I honestly don't know. So here's where we are. Elon Musk has said unequivocally that Tesla doesn't currently have a lower cost car in development, though he left the door open to exploring the possibility in the future. Reuters has unconfirmed reports that Tesla is building a new plant to drastically expand its Shanghai operation. A number of big figures in the Tesla fandom ecosystem are claiming that plant is definitely happening and that it will build the lower cost car Elon says isn't in development. Oh, and CATL is building a big new battery facility next to the existing Tesla Giga Shanghai to improve efficiency and supply of its batteries for Tesla vehicles. I assume Reuters knows enough not to confuse that with a future Tesla factory, but who knows. Here at the channel, we think there's a decent chance that the Reuters report is accurate, for several reasons, including that Reuters tends to be pretty sure of itself before printing a story, and that Tesla's ongoing difficulties with getting Giga Berlin operational may have caused the company to be a bit commitment shy when it comes to further European expansion, something current European affairs surely would only reinforce. And no, I'm not saying that Tesla is abandoning Giga Berlin. As to the car, while the internet is full of photos of supposed Model 2s, the internet is also full of photos of jackalopes and chupacabras. Contrary to what you've heard, as of the writing of this script, Tesla has never shown a prototype or done a reveal event for a more affordable car than the Model 3. From everything we've seen and heard from Tesla, as well as industry analysts, there's no way it can produce a cheap EV and maintain its margins and current growth. Now, it's possible that Tesla could do so anyway, in the interest of exchanging some profits for more rapidly advancing its original mission of transitioning the world's transportation away from fossil fuels. While Tesla tends to behave as a traditional company focused on growing shareholder value, it also does things without a profit motive sometimes, such as make its superchargers free of charge to people in the path of natural or man-made disasters, as it recently did in Ukraine. It isn't beyond belief that it could forgo business as usual to get more people dumping the pump faster, but I imagine the shareholders would be very honest. Here's the thing. When the CEO says one thing and a bunch of randos on the internet say another, and yes, I'm very aware that I am in fact one of those internet randos, I'm going to believe what the CEO has said about the company's future. Right now, Elon Musk says there isn't a $25,000 car coming from Tesla, and from what I heard in the earnings call, you probably shouldn't ask him about it. The question seems to really tick him off. So maybe we'll see a massive expansion of Tesla's Giga Shanghai production capabilities. But here at the channel, we're going to trust Elon that if that happens, it'll be more 3 and Y production. And the more affordable Tesla Jackalope will have to say a creature of legend, whispered about in hushed voices in the deepest recesses of the Tesla fandom. At least for now. That's it for today. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to leave your thoughts below or in our free to join Discord chat room. There's a link in the video description. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel and our other channel, Transfer Evolve Take 2, and give the bell a gentle ding to make sure you're told when our next video goes live. Thanks on behalf of the entire TE crew go out to the folk on my right for being our $15 to $49 a month supporters. Special thanks to our $50 a month supporters, Chris Maxwell, Bennett Elder, Brian Newton, Dave Kitchen, Michael Goad, Ricky Leung, Andrew Martin, Guido Drahata, Brophy Wolf, Tesla Nagong, Gordon C., Stephen O'Donohue, Kyle Hodson, Anthony Coates, Regine Fellows, Rory Litwin, Anonymous Freak, Jim Burness, Zachary Courtney, Chris Akentavar, and Denny Hyde. And our deepest gratitude to our $100 a month supporters, Marcel Ward, Reggie Watts, Joe Bresney, JP Figureback, Will Graylin, Matthew Drobnak, John Lyons, Christopher Lee Jones, Andrew Glenn, Paul Conway, Ellery Hensley, and Ian. Feeling left out? You can join Patreon at the link below, hit the join button to support us right here on YouTube, or show us your support through Bitcoin, Ko-fi, or our cool swag store. There's links in the video description. Thanks for joining me, and as always, keep evolving.